Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Bother by Stone Sour. It's a kind of intermediate song, so it's got some complicated parts, but it's not too hard, so let's get started. So the first chord that we're going to be messing around with is an E minor 7. And it looks like this, so it's kind of a bar chord, so a little bit difficult, but not too bad. So you're going to be barring the 7th fret from the 5th string down, and then you've got your second finger here on the 8th fret, 2nd string, and then your third finger on the 4th string, 9th fret. So that's the chord that we're working with, and what we're going to do is just hammer on the 2nd and 3rd fingers from this bar, so, and then take them back off. So that's basically the main theme of the song, and then we're going to do some little licks in between. So the first little lick is going to be a hammer-on pull-off and then another pull-off. So that's the intro. So we're just doing that, hammering on those 2 fingers at the same time from the bar, and then pulling them back off, and then doing this hammer on and pull off on the 2nd string. And we're going from this bar to the 8th fret with the 2nd finger, and then pulling back off. So, and then we're going to the 3rd string with the 3rd finger and going from the 9th fret and pulling off to the 7th fret with the bar. So I'm going really fast there, but yeah, that's just that quick hammer on pull off from 7 to 8 to 7 on the 2nd string. So that sounds like. And then the next part, you're basically just going to hit the bass notes, so kind of like the top 3 strings, and then you're going to hit the treble notes, the higher strings, and then once again from the higher strings, but take your 2nd and 3rd finger off again. So it keeps doing that lick, and then hitting the bass notes, and then hitting the treble notes after that. So that's the intro, and then we go to the verse, and it starts the same way, but it's going to kind of end up different. So we've got So right off the bat, we're doing it a little bit different. We're just doing this twice in a row. And we're kind of muting the strings in between there. And then we're going to go down to this D chord, and you can either do a power chord or a bar chord. Probably want to opt for a power chord there. Okay, so when you come back to that chord, you're going to do a little bit different of a lick. You know, it's pretty much the same thing as the first thing that we tried out, but adding in another string. So we're going to do that 7-8-7 hammer on, pull off, and then the pull off on the 3rd string from 9 to 7, and then we're going to add in the same thing on the 4th string. 9 to 7 on the 4th string. So from the 3rd finger to the barred finger. So to kind of begin the first verse again, we're going to go. So you go back into those hammer-ons to the mutes. And then back to this. And then the second ending to the verse is going to be a G to D. So there's a lot of different ways to play this, but kind of the voicing that I hear in the recording is kind of this, it's really kind of a C-shaped, but it's coming from the G note, so it's a G chord. So if you want to play it like, you know, down here like this or like this, however you want to do it works, but the way that I like to play it in this song is starting, you know, it looks like a C chord but barred on the 7th fret. So you've got your pinky on the 10th fret, 5th string, then you've got your 3rd finger on the 9th fret, 4th string, then you've got the bar on the 7th fret, 3rd string, and then your 2nd finger on the 10th or the 8th fret, 2nd string, and then the bar on the 7th fret, 1st string. So once again, it's a G chord, but it's in the C shape, and then you go immediately back to that D. So that was all just kind of the second ending to the verse. So I'll just play the full verse once again. So notice how I go from that G chord in the C shape to back to the D, and then we're going to go into the chorus. So back to this E minor 7, and if you want to, you can also kind of do an E minor chord there. That also sounds just as good to me, but I think it's probably really the E minor 7. So that was the chorus. So starting with E minor 7, and you can kind of do those hammer-ons as you please. You're going to go to this D power chord / bar chord, however you want to do it. So that's going to be 5, 7, 7, starting from the 5th string, or you could bar it down to the 2nd string on the 7th fret. Kind of however you want to do that, but the basic concept is it's a D chord. You could even do it open if you want. But yeah, so E minor 7 to D, back to E minor 7, and then here's the key is going up to the B7, which is the same shape as this E minor 7, where we're barring without that pinky on there. So you've got the 2nd finger there, the 3rd finger on the 4th string. You're going to move everything up a set of strings to the B7. So back to the E minor 7, back to the D, and then this time we're going to go to C. So that's just, you can play that, you know, like I said, however you want. You can play it open. In this case, I'm doing it bar chord on the 8th fret, and I've got my 3rd finger on the 10th fret, 5th string, pinky right below that on the 10th fret, 4th string, and then the 2nd finger on the 9th fret, 3rd string, and then I'm just barring the 8th fret completely with all strings. And then you're going to go back to D. So to play the entire chorus one more time, all the way through, it goes like this. Kind of messed up there. So then it goes back into the second verse, which is going to be the same as the first verse, where you're basically just doing these hammer-ons and then mutes. and then going from E minor to D. And then doing that longer lick, repeating it. And then the second ending, like I said, is that G in the C shape on the 10th fret with the 7th fret bar. And then back to D. And then for the I Wish I Had a Reason part, that's like the pre-chorus to the second chorus. You're gonna start with the E minor 7. And then it goes to the B7. So just up a string. So E minor 7, like I said, is barring the 7th fret. It's kind of like an E minor bar chord without the pinky. So, and then just raise all your fingers up a string and go to the B7. And then you're just going to move everything up a fret and then add in your pinky on the 10th fret 4th string. So that's your C, and then back to D. So that's the 5th fret on the 5th string, and then barring the 2nd or the 7th fret. And then it goes back into the chorus, so to D, to E minor 7, to B7, E minor 7, D, C, D, and then it goes into the guitar solo. So what this is going to look like is so let me kind of slow that down for you. So the first part is going to be this. So what you're doing, you can do this with your first 3 fingers, or I like to do it with my pinky, 2nd finger, and 1st finger, but you're going to have your pinky on the 10th fret 2nd string, and then your 2nd finger on the 8th fret, and your 1st finger on the 7th fret, and pull off all those. And then back to the 8th. So. And then you're going to go up to the 3rd string and hammer on from 7 to 9. And then 7, 8, 7 on the 3rd string. So pull off. And then hammer on, pull off. And then after that, you're going to kind of just do this hammer on from 7 to 9 on the 3rd string again, and then 7 on the 2nd string, and then another hammer on from 7 to 9 on the 3rd string. So that whole thing sounds like this. And then you're going to kind of do the same thing a string higher and go to from 7 to 9 on the 4th string, and then 7 on the 3rd string, and then 7 to 9 on the 4th string. So that whole thing sounds like. And then we're going to kind of do this long run of hammer-ons from 5 to 7 on the top 3 strings. So all of those are just 5 to 7 on the top string, 5th string, 4th string, and then move up from 7 to 9 on the 4th string. So, and then the 3rd string, 7 to 9. So, and then you're gonna kind of bend up and down on the 10th fret, or you could do a pre-bend. Sorry, I kind of hit the wrong note there, but you've got, like I said, a bended note on 10th fret on the 2nd string, and then you're going to do 8 on the 2nd string, and then pull off from 10 to 8, and then go to 7 on the second string. So, and then you go to 9 on the third string. And then you kind of just do this pull off from 10 to 8 on the second string, and then go back to that same note, the 9 on the third string. And then you're just going to do a hammer on from 7 to 9. So they're really just noodling around with the same notes over and over again. So that whole thing sounds like. And so that's basically the whole guitar solo, and then it just goes back into a final verse. Or I guess it goes into the intro. And then it goes back into a verse. And I kind of ended that wrong. Remember, that second ending of the verse is always going to come to the G, which is in the C shape. That last time I accidentally went to the E minor, but it's really the G. And then back to the D. And then back to the chorus, or I think it ends there actually. So, but yeah, I do believe that is all of the parts of the song. So good luck with it, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and I'll see you guys next time.